Hi there, my name is Samuel and welcome back to another video where today we should be taking a look at the set 75243 Slave 1 20th Anniversary Edition, which does include 1,007 pieces just marking over that mark with 6 minifigures, and this does retail for £110, $120 and €115. Wow, that seems a little bit weird, probably about €120 I will say, but yeah, this honestly is a really awesome set that I believe it's retired at most places. I've seen occasionally this set, I think in like more stuff outside of England, like shops I think still have it a little bit, but yeah, this has been retiring for quite a long time, and honestly the price has gone absolutely through the roof. I've managed to find it like at the end last year, sort of just one on its own. It was kind of just there, it existed. It was absolutely just insane how popular this set has gone, and honestly this was a set that originally I was never really like into. I was like a Slave one, I was never sure. I always loved like the building process. I always saw speed builds. I thought he was really awesome, and in the end I decided yeah, it's best to get it before it retires, because either way it's either gone up in value or it's another good one to the collection. And honestly this I think is just one of the best Star Wars sets. Like this set is absolutely fantastic. The minifigures are incredible. We'll get this exclusive Leia here, and just a build as well, it's so fun. It's really cool. We can see some gaps there which isn't the best, and I've tried to like my best to block out the light, but it's really annoying. I need to get some like a reflector covers for that at some point. But yeah, here you can see this, which honestly this just is such fantastic set. I really can't stop talking about it here. So let's take a look at the minifigures and the build itself. So taking a look at the Han Solo minifigure himself, you can see straight off the bat that he does have the dark blue jacket, which this is of course from Empire Strikes Back, so that is why it's like that. And that white jacket, and well, it's meant to be white, it's literally meant to be the same colour as Leia here. So this, the fact that it isn't is actually just really disappointing how bad the quality control here and the paint application is. You can see he has like this little pistol and just his like trousers and everything. He doesn't have the John Moldy boots, but that is completely fine. It makes sense to keep that for Patrol at Cloud City, at least keep that minifigure exclusive. You can see his back printing and his face and everything. The minifigure honestly looks really awesome. You can see his face print and everything. It just looks absolutely incredible. You can see the minifigure here just turning him around, and I believe apart from the face print, I think this is actually the same one as the UCS Millennium Falcon one, which is kind of insane. And he does have that new Han Solo hairpiece, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, that is the Han Solo minifigure, which it would actually be quite interesting to see if they'd use his face for Indiana Jones, or I guess they had a bit of stubble. But then taking a look, you can see we have the Han Solo in carbonite, which this piece honestly is absolutely fantastic. I've always loved this piece. The detailing and everything on this has always just been really cool. And the reason that they're not actually going to change that hair piece is because if you look at him in carbonite, of course he's like condensed, so his hair is a lot like more flat. So that is why that's still perfectly fine. But there you can see the printing and that. So that is the Han Solo minifigures of the set. So taking a look at two of the lesser known bounty hunters, we have Fort Lom, which he actually did come in that battle pack for the bounty hunters, which really wasn't a battle pack, it was more like a bounty hunters minifigure collection pack. And then we have Zuckus, who is actually brand new to Lego, and I didn't even know him he was in Empire. I remember hearing about him in like a review of something for this set, and I was like, what do you mean he's in Empire? And I looked and he was, which I thought that was quite funny. But yeah, just taking a look at their prints on the left, you can see what he looks like, which honestly I think their prints are done really well. You can see his printing, he sort of looks like C-3PO, and if we quickly remove Zuckus' head, you can see his printing as well. But he's honestly, I just think are really cool figures. You can see like the apron and everything, and there you can see his head print, which is pretty cool. You can see their back printing, which looks kind of similar, but looks more like a Stormtrooper. He has like the skirt dress piece. And then taking a look at their head prints, well, head molds rather, you can see that they've both got their little peg holes at the top, and zooming out you can see it, but they've got quite intricate printing, I have to admit, for the eyes. You can see it, but he's got like a leopard like print, and a bit darker of course, and then he's got like a silver one, so that is quite interesting. You can see like the top of the head. So yeah, these are the bounty hunters, which I have to admit are really awesome minifigures, especially Zuckus. So taking a look at Boba Fett himself, you can see what he looks like with his armor and everything. Straight off the bat, this minifigure is pretty awesome. You can see he does have that blaster, which he does use in quite a lot of the sets this day and age, though it isn't too accurate. I would say a rifle piece would potentially be more accurate, but that is okay anyways. Taking a look at the leg printing, you can see I think mine's got a massive just like print error, like a smudge. It's quite bad. You've got like the steel toe caps for his boots down there, and then just taking a look at the printing, he looks really awesome. This minifigure is just one of those figures that Lego have pretty much perfected this day and age. You can see his jetpack and everything. His little pauldron part just looks a really good minifigure. The detailing is really cool though. The belt, it looks a bit like it doesn't exactly match up there, but it does look okay. And then taking a look at the helmet, this helmet print I think is done exceptionally well. It's just a really well done mold as well, so that is really awesome. And taking a look at his actual face print, you can see he's got the angry clone, of course, because he is a clone. And it'd be really awesome to see like when will they actually like bother to switch up his face print for this one, for example. This is just like the ordinary one that we've now got. I think that does look miles better. It definitely looks more accurate, so it will be really interesting to see what Lego actually do at this point in time. Like, because of course we're getting one for his older one with a new expression. Will they give one with a bit of stubble, which I believe didn't Boba Fett have stubble, so maybe they would to make it slightly different, or they just reused a new clone face. But anyway, there you can see his back printing and everything. So that is the Boba Fett minifigure. Taking a look at the Princess Leia 20th anniversary minifigure. Of course, this was in 2019, which did mark the 20th anniversary of Lego stores. This was before the golden idea came with like Ninjago and presumably which led to Harry Potter. They wanted to do it like this, reprinting a classic minifigure, which this is really awesome. But I think I prefer the gold because it makes it more special. This kind of just makes it like, oh, it's like the same figure, and it's not even completely accurate. Her hair color is like a slightly different brown. It is, I believe, a little bit lighter, I want to say. So yeah, you can see that there with the 20th logo. That does look pretty cool, but I honestly prefer it the way I think Harry Potter's perfected it the best. Of course, they couldn't do this with Ninjago because it was more like a uniform and they had back armor, but I love the way they do it in gold. Then put the logo on the back. I think that is the best way to really mark the anniversary. But there you can see that with the face print and everything, which is really awesome. I don't have the original, so I can't compare her, but there is that with the original blaster as well, which I like that original blaster. It's quite nostalgic, I have to admit. And taking a look at the stand, you can see that there, which this is really awesome. Originally, you used to be able to get this piece on bricks and pieces for like £1.50. There's like 2x4 here with the studs at the back. It's really weird that you could, but yeah, that is the minifigure stand for Leia. This is really cool, and the idea is that you can attach them. So taking a look at the build itself before we actually move it around, here you can see what it looks like standing up, and this is absolutely just, it looks so awesome having it standing up. You can see we have the wings here, which you sometimes may have to like just slightly adjust it, which I really don't recommend because it is really hard to get it to stand up. So trying to move it, I'd recommend doing the wings when it is down, or at least if it's like props up against something. You can see here how we've got it standing up. You can see that we have got it balanced, which it is quite hard to get it to balance. You can see that what we do, you put it, balance it on that point and at the front point, which is okay doing it that way. But again, like I said, it is quite difficult because it's just quite a back heavy set. There's quite a lot of technique and every stuff, especially the top is much bigger than the bottom, so it does cause that, though you've got this like part that juts out a little bit. But yeah, that is what it looks like. It honestly looks really incredible. You can see the wings and just the smoothness of everything. That is like one thing about it. It looks quite smooth. There's barely any studs. You've got a few here, but that's really it. You've got a bit on the side, but mainly compared to some of the others that I was looking at, like the 2011 one, I believe it was, it looks absolutely insane just how different it looks. It's absolutely incredible. And moving on around, you can actually see on the back that that is what it looks like. So yeah, it has got definitely quite a few bits. That is basically the points that you do balance it on, so it's not that much width of studs. So yeah, let's ladies sit on down and have a look at closer look at the details. So taking a look at the slave one itself in its landing position, you can see what it looks like, which is straight off the bat. You can just tell that this is just so well done. The fact that there are literally barely any gaps. You can see there's a couple just like here, and there's a little technic pin there, but apart from that, they've really done it good. There isn't as many as you'd think, and looking back, I think it's like the 2011 one, it honestly has gone absolute leaps and bounds beyond. You can see we have all these roof elements and we have this smooth element there, which I really like the way that they've done, and I believe that is a new element that they did introduce, because I think when they did that designer video, which they did for the Star Wars, or at least they referenced it, I think that was new, which is really cool to see that they would do that. And then moving on around, you can just see that we have all these elements. The wing looks really nice. You can see what it looks like there. The wing detailing is quite gappy and everything, but it works perfectly well for what it's meant to be. You can see all the angle points there. It's got that little part. It's just got so much to it, and I think it's just done exceptionally well. You can see the way the wing connects, and you can see like the arch and everything. Just moving around, it looks really nice. You can see there are some marks on these pieces because honestly, these have really got like any smooth part or translucent needs to be in its own bag to just protect them from getting so damaged. And you can see this here. You can see we have the wing and everything. It just looks absolutely incredible. You can see that we have that little element, and you can slightly move it, but not too much. You have that little cog at the end, and yeah, it just looks really neat. You can see moving on around that there are just so many elements just smoothing off all the edges. It's really fantastic. You can see that we have that sticker there and just some more rebuilding and everything like that. You can see it here, just moving around. This honestly just looks absolutely incredible. You can see that we have this like smooth part, we have this, and just all these extra elements. You have these like wing compartments. There's just so many things to this, just all these little details. It's absolutely incredible. You can see that we have that there, which is really cool. And moving on up, you can see that we do have some more like detailing and everything on the side with that minifigure base, which I believe that is also on the front of the other, like the newer one, which is really cool. We have these elements, which there you go, just straighten it up a little bit. You can see that there, and just, yeah, the detailing is absolutely fantastic. Just the way it's done, and there is a bit of dust, so let's quickly just removing that dust, but then moving around, you can just see all the detail. I think this just looks really awesome. You can see we'll have a gun which you can move all the way pretty much down, but that can happen, of course, because it's not really held in. It's kind of just like plopped in the hole, so that kind of can happen. And then just moving around, you can see the end, which that is just really cool. That really you could easily build your own stand, which is a pretty cool thing, and I've only just really thought of that, but you can, and that definitely would work. I was thinking of like trying to do one for the intro, but I didn't really need it. I got it to hold itself in the end. But then taking a look at this, you can actually see that we do have a little bit of an interior, which this honestly is really insane, because when you look at the Mandalorian, the way that all of this done is like all of this would open up and the ramp would be sort of different, and the idea is that a figure could fit. You can barely fit like one figure laying down, so it's quite funny when you look at that. But there's the carbonite piece, which we've already spoken about that. But then taking a look at the interior, you can see there's just this like smooth element which you could put a minifigure in if you really wanted to. You could put like Han Solo or something like that, but it really isn't that spacious. But that is what it is, you know. It's kind of something that has to be taken away just to make the aesthetic look fine, because to do the interior like we saw in Mandalorian, the set would have to be like 5 times used. Yes, it's absolutely insane. And just moving around, you can see more greebling and just more detailing. It honestly is just such a detailed set. And moving on up, you can see that we have all these other elements which we would have already taken a look at, but there you can see that all the flat elements. It just looks really cool. And moving up, you can see we have the spring-loaded shooters, which I will show you in a minute. We have the cockpit and just all the other parts. You can see how this is angled. This sometimes does move, but the idea is that you're meant to put it out as much as you can. And straightening that, you can see the cannons, which the cannons I think are done pretty nice. You can see what they look like. You can see them in that way, which is sort of the ordinary way that they go. They look pretty awesome, in the fact that you can retail them all the way around. Not retail them, you can spin them around rather. Is honestly really awesome. You can spivot them around. Really cool that is. And just looking at the sticker here, that is another really good one. Though it's a shame that they haven't, I guess, done that in one piece to make that sticker more flush, but I mostly could have done it a little bit better. I do think that. But yeah, that is what the slave one looks like in here. And then if we quickly remove the cockpit, you can see that Boba Fett is actually facing the wrong way. So for this play feature, you have to pick up the slave one and do it like that, and then he slowly rocks back. But then to do that again, you have to do it this way, and it works fine, but Boba Fett is actually the wrong way. So of course, if you actually look at it, I don't really know how it completely works, but it seems like he does a complete swivel in direction as well, because in this version you do connect it down there. It's kind of a trickery. You think that you would connect it here, but no, it's always up here, and sometimes I do get that wrong. You can see that it kind of just doesn't work in the sense of like he's literally facing the wrong direction. He should be facing the other direction. But I believe it's because if you look at the room that he's in the slave one, it kind of just like moves the whole thing. So of course they couldn't do that in Lego. I don't believe they could. Maybe a mock designer could figure that out, but yeah, it is okay, I guess. Like honestly, I presume most people would put it in the standing up one. So yeah, that is what it looks like. Honestly, it is really awesome. You can see that we have this sticker here of the slave one, which is really cool. And moving on round, you can see that we have this other sticker, which does look pretty awesome, though it's kind of a shame that there are those technic things. They don't even make sense to be there. And you can see that we have that control panel, which is the one that Boba Fett does use when he is in that flying mode. But there you can see all the way through, which that is another thing. You can see all the way through the set, which honestly isn't the best, but still it is fine. And there you can see the seat that Boba Fett does sit on. I think it does look pretty awesome. So yeah, that is what the little cockpit control room looks like. Now let's quickly take a look at the back of the set, which then moving the camera on over to a more open area, you can see, but there's actually a stand, and I wanted to show this in more of an open area where I can actually show you the full extent of this handle, because this handle is actually done with Technic ergonomic, as you can see. And the idea is that you can put your finger in here, and then you can grip the rest of your fingers down here. And then you can also like put your thumb sort of in that gap. And the good thing is it's quite big, so most adult collectors would be able to do this. And taking a look at the build, you can see that we have all the back thrusters and everything, and it looks really awesome from the back. I have to admit, it looks really good, and like the non-studded thing sort of works. That is actually a bit like thin there, but it still looks fine. And we have these little missiles, so basically what you do, you can press these down and it does fire them. So then what you simply do, if we then move this to the camera, you can see that you simply press it down and it fires it out, which is actually quite a lot of work. Showing what you can literally do, you can literally move this around, and it's absolutely insane. You can literally just move it, and you're really not going to have to worry about this breaking. Like, it really is going well. Well, I'm surprised that I haven't jinxed or anything, but yeah, this set is a really sturdy set. You really don't have to worry. Like, if you like had a kid or something, you wouldn't be worried about them like picking it up or anything, because it is absolutely fine. It's really sturdy set. So yeah, that is what the Slave one is. Honestly, this is just such a fantastic set. So there we have it. I hope you did enjoy this review, and overall, in my opinion, this set is absolutely incredible. If you are fortunate enough to get this or have the opportunity to get this, I would say go for this. Even if you built it and weren't happy with it, I believe the retail value is still more, as long as you keep it in good condition. So yeah, this set honestly is just, I feel it's really lucky to have like it. Well, I got it right at the end of its time, and honestly, I'm really happy that I was able to get it at the end. I got it for, I think it was like Christmas or birthday, one of those two. But yeah, it was just a really good set. But I just loved it. I thought it was really awesome. And actually, I think I did briefly talk about this in that video that I did about like what I was building, something like that. But yeah, this set honestly is absolutely incredible. The minifigures are absolutely fantastic. Just everything about this set is absolutely amazing. It's cool that you finally get him in a set. And yeah, the build is just absolutely incredible. Just the way it's done perfectly well, and all the little gaps and things just aren't that bad. Like, they're really good compared to standards and that, and just it feels like a perfect set. And this, compared to the UCS set, I think this is a better deal. It's way cheaper. I think it's like 50% less cheaper, and you also got more, it's easy to like space, so you got more space to put others. And the fact that the displayability, I think, is equally as good, if not better. So yeah, it basically feels like a premium product here. It honestly is absolutely incredible. Would have been cool for a stand to help you maybe stand it up, sort of like they have with the newer one. But yeah, this honestly is a really fantastic set. So thank you all for watching this video. What did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And until tomorrow video, I'll see you there. Bye for now.